Welcome back. We had Chief Sarigbe speak with us from Port Harcourt, the River State capital. But let's come back to the studio here. Mr. Odeye, you heard Chief Sarigbe say what he had to say about the situation and calling for the federal government to come in immediately. What do you think about that?
Well, to me, the picture he paints looks too gloomy. If I have my way, maybe I should just relocate to Benin Republic. Thank God I speak French. But that's on the joking part. But in reality, I think the government needs to come in. But what should government do? That's the question.
Oh, God.
What should government do? He has advocated the government should come to the Niger Delta, we should have a meeting, we should have a roundtable meeting, we should bring the stakeholders together. But each time we have this meeting, we bring the stakeholder, where are the people? The people are always missing. So, for me, the problem...
When you say the people,
yeah.
Can you differentiate between the stakeholders and the people?
Yeah, the stakeholder to me, the most important stakeholder to me are the people who live in the community. Those people that are really affected by the situation.
They have representatives.
We always say that. Don't we have representatives in Abuja? What is happening in the National Assembly? We always have representatives. But at the end of it all, we don't see anything. Now, he has equally advocated for the refunding of the institutions that have been involved with the amnesty programs all these years. The problem only is not to fund the institution, it's to strengthen the institution. People can come and people can go, but the institution needs to remain. So if, since the exit of Yar'Adua, the 6-7 years of Jonathan, if actually those institutions were properly funded, I don't think we will get to where we are today. Of course, the government got it wrong. They don't just cut the budget without making a proper preparation for what is going to happen.
So to your mind, what should government be doing now? Because this situation is becoming dire.
Look, we can't sit down and fold our hand. I think the first step in solving a problem is communication. You need to talk to people. If you know the government, for God's sake, the government have the right information, either we accept it or not, they know who to talk to. Of course, I know I go to China, so they know who to talk to get the people that are involved. So government needs to use that. Look, you can't brag about your military might. We see what is happening in the Northeast. It's very easy to destroy things, but it's very difficult to build. So the government, like I said, need to speak to the right people, first and foremost, and then this time around, the solution is not only to settle the boys, as they used to say. The solution needs to get to the ground, and we need to actually solve the problem on ground, not just only to talk to the people and give the money out, give jobs, so to say, to the people to watch the pipeline. No. This time around, we need to get it right and solve the problem on ground by tackling the poverty and deal with the diseases on ground, the environmental implication of all that has been happening all these years. If we deal with this, for God's sake, we'll get somewhere in Nigeria.
Mr. Wonde, the 13% derivation, federal allocation. Well, Chief Sarigbe says it's never been separated. It always comes together.
Yeah.
Then NDDC, the amnesty program. Now, with all of this, the notion out there is that they've all failed for one reason or the other.
Yeah, I know the reason.
Yeah.
But to the Niger Deltans, the youth in the Niger Delta, do they have to revert to violence just to make a point?
No.
Or just to be heard?
No, I will never support violence. It doesn't make sense.
Is there any other way that is there any other way to have gotten the voice to be heard without having to burst pipelines?
Yeah, I like that question. Is there any other way? Unfortunately, we've created a system in this bubble whereby you're only credible when you pose a credible threat. That is the only time you're important. In other words, we are going to blow up Nigeria if somebody from our place is not president. Okay, take. Nigeria will burn if June 12th. Okay, take. You know, this is what we do. It's becoming a culture. It is so stupid. It's probably look at what we're doing. We are exchanging ideas. We are debating. Nigerians just don't debate. So the minute it's like if you and I will have a problem today, we're going to talk it out. But if we were in the motor park and we can't talk, we'll fight.
Okay.
Does that give you a picture of Nigeria? We're still in the motor park. We're fighting. Because we can't talk. We only have body languages. He said it, government. The man on the phone said it, government. I'm saying this, close your eyes and imagine. It took how many weeks for the great Yaradua get into office? First noble thing he spoke the truth. He said, look, I am here now. We will bring even what brought me in. The process of the election that brought me in has some K-leg. We will make sure we change all of this and move forward. First move. Second move. I want to discuss with my brothers down there in the Niger Delta. What do you want? Let's call it truce. It worked. Talk. That's all he did. And if you, anytime you want, once there is will, there is a way. The question you're asking me, how do you meet the people? The people are there. If you make the right move, they'll come out. They'll say, yes, I can trust this man. Yeah. But if you're in, you're not talking to anybody. Some of the people who want to pretend they love you begin to say they've read your body language, particularly whenever you mention Niger Delta, your face is stern. That's it. Oh God, don't worry, we will deal with them. We've even heard rumors that there's these people called the Saudi Black Waters, that they've been paid 258 million to come and clear the Niger Delta. All sorts of things. Now, because you're not talking, the rumors are beginning to grow.
They're rife. Okay, we got to go now. So quickly, let me just take your last word on this. How do you think that this thing is going to be solved? One sentence.
The solution to Niger Delta is the solution to Nigeria. We need to get it right. The only way to get it right is to solve the problem of environment, not only to end fighting.
Oh, fantastic. When I was on my way here, there was a pastor that called me and says, are you going to channels? I said, yes. He said, just remind them of 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse, I don't remember the verse he told me, but what the message was, if only these leaders will humble themselves.
Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Oscar. We've been chatting with Oscar Owudiwe, a social commentator and a legal practitioner, as well as Shola Adeoye, environmental conflict analyst. Thank you very much for coming to share your insights with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Sunrise will return in just a moment with another interesting conversation.